Hi, welcome to the third episode of the Z Show. Today's guest, Harsh Singh, is a really interesting person. He is just 19 yet, and he recently got offered a job that paid him more than 24 lakhs per annum. Yes, I have talked all about how he got this hyping job to how he got internship and job opportunities and US-based startups using Twitter and Discord. So make sure to watch till end. And if you're listening on any audio platform, then make sure to follow us so that you never miss any interesting Gen Z conversations. And the episode begins in 3, 2, 1. So today, guys, we have a very interesting guest. His name is Harsh Singh. He has done a lot of interesting things and he's just 19. So let me just ask him to introduce himself. Harsh, just give yourself a very basic introduction on whatever you're doing now.
Sure. So,
Yeah.
hi everyone. I'm Harsh. I am 19 and I'm a blockchain dev at Biddlefy, as well as I'm also working on my own project called Linkellect, linkellect.io. So these are two things that I'm doing actively. Yeah, and I'm currently in Bangalore. I'm based out of Bangalore. So yeah, that's
Yeah, so dude, you have done a lot of interesting things. Like you were preparing for IIT, but you couldn't get in. Like you didn't found your stuff over there. That's why you started doing freelancing, and then you later went on to learn video editing and a lot of different things. So let's start from the basics. Like how did all this got started? Like when did you started doing coding or doing freelancing and all this thing?
all right. So yeah, in my when I cleared my 10th, I started preparing for JEE, and I wanted to get into IIT at the moment, but the COVID thing happened, and the coaching that I was going to started teaching online, and I lost kind of my interest in that because of that as well, and I also started doing things online and exploring freelancing at the moment because I had lots of free time, and I also had lots of backs because I wasn't up to the what they were teaching in my coaching. So I started, freelancing. So yeah, I explored few. It took time, like it took 2-3 months to just get me started, and my first revenue, I think it took 3 months before I made a single rupee online. And yeah, it was, I guess, through some video editing because I knew some basic video editing and animation. Not animation, just video editing. So the project was open. And I did video editing for quite a while. And as well as I found a virtual assistant gig, which kind of interested me. And I got there as well for some time, not much, just 4 or 5 months, I guess. For 4 months, did that. And then I changed field again because I didn't find it interesting at work. So I started exploring again, and this time I got into coding, and specifically I was interested in blockchain, so I started directly there. Obviously,
Yeah, so like in the starting of 2021, there was a lot of hype also around Web3 and all these things, right? So a lot of teenagers like you and me got interested in and started doing coding and all that. Yeah.
even I started with front end as well. So I started with front end first and made some projects there, and then kind of up there with blockchain and Web3 because the technology kind of interested me because I once received payments in crypto and I was always curious about how and why these things work the way they work. So yeah, I did that for quite a while, for 4 or 5 months. Then I got an internship at a startup, Z-Fi, and then worked there for quite a while. And then I again changed to and got into another startup, which was Alive.house. Then yeah, I've been working there for about a year, and now I'm working at Buildify, and also I'm building my own product because now that's something I'm interested in as well. So
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So like almost everybody like eventually gets into building their own things, right? So that's the thing. All right. So that was pretty interesting. And now let's talk about like what is Linkellect, the project that you are working on, right? Like explain it in a very simple term.
all right, so Linkellect is basically a social bookmarking tool. Obviously, it can be used as a personal bookmark manager, but to understand simply, it's like here, you can use it to collect and curate resources and document your journey as well, so that once so that, for example, if I learned Web3, or if I learned programming, or product design on any other skill, I learned it online, and the way I learned it was in order. I followed some resources one by one. So
Right.
what I wanted to do was to be able to document the learning journey and the browsing journey, because there are many free tools online, and free resources, white papers, blog posts, and videos that actually count and make up to what we are, because we learn from them. So I thought,
Right.
why not make it easy for people to basically save and curate resources, so that they can easily share them with people, to name it, name it and share it with people in a click. And it basically was a tool that I wanted myself, because I wanted to share how I learned whatever I learned with people who were asking me, where I learned coding and blockchain.
Right.
So it's basically a bookmark manager. If you use Chrome browser or any other browser, and if you are learning anything online, I prefer and I suggest you to try LinkedIn, and you can see yourself how it works. It will help you a lot in your productive and social productive journey as well.
Yeah, exactly. Even like I've tried using it. I like currently I'm doing this series on YouTube, which is like a today I learned thing, where I'm trying to learn something new every single day and then sharing it on YouTube almost every day with daily videos. So that's something that I'm doing. And in future, like within probably next week, I have a plan to start learning photovoltaic course that is taught by MIT. So that is the thing that I'm going to learn. And I was actively looking for tool that can help me curate whatever I'm learning properly, and then probably share it with my audience. So like I'm definitely going to use link collect. And another thing that I have observed recently is that I've been seeing a lot of social bookmarking tools suddenly like coming out, like a lot of them. Like if you are active on, like definitely you might have seen this on Twitter. There is one social bookmarking tool called Tweeps Book. These guys were like very early on, like they started in 2020 only, 2020 or 2021. And this one is led by Nana, the influencer on Twitter. Not influencer, but like she has a very good followers. So all these things, and this project got acquired by a startup somewhere. And plus there is another one called Declutter. So I recently wrote a tweet that I'm currently seeing a lot of social bookmarking tools coming out suddenly. So like what is happening? Like all these guys are facing the same problem at once, or like what's happening? So yeah, it's interesting to see that a lot of these projects are coming up, and it's definitely helpful, right? Like
Yeah. I know about Reeves book, because I haven't tried it, but I saw it. But it was mainly for Twitter bookmarks at the moment. Uh,
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I think it is acquired by someone called Aditya and his company, and
yeah,
if they have a vision to make this as a social discovery and bookmarking
yeah,
platform. So they're
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
practices similar. I agree with that.
right.
Yeah, and yeah, that's great, because I think if made well, and these things can really perform good, because that's the reason, like, because everything we are doing on web, if we are able to share it in a very clean way with people without having to do much efforts, that would be very useful for some audience, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And like this is also like probably not probably, but like it is really a kind of a big problem, because almost each or almost every person who uses any social media platform has some or the other bookmarks in their like platform, right? So Instagram we have bookmarks, on Twitter we have bookmarks. A lot of people save the content, but they never actually go out there and read it or like watch it, whatever for whatever reason they have saved that for. And when this project got acquired, tweepsbook.com, this guy is the person who acquired it, as you named him, Aditya, right? So this guy also made a tweet in which he talked about the bookmarking industry, like how big it is and how it can be improved, or like how these projects or how these products are going to improve it. So in that, there were some really good figures, like how big is the bookmarking industry, how many people save bookmarks almost every single day, and all these things. So like that is a very interesting thing to read, get a better understanding about whether this is like a good thing to work on or not. So yeah, it's interesting. And also there's one declutter called it's led by someone called Bionic Ashish. He's from Delhi. So that is also an interesting thing. Yeah. All right. So as you mentioned, I while researching about you, Hirsch, I came to know that the internship that you got while learning coding, you got it from AngelList, right? AngelList was started by Naval Ravikant. So basically using your social media and all these different platforms, right? So can you just tell me how can somebody go ahead to get internships or maybe get jobs using social media platforms? And by the way, you got your job also from social media platform, that is Discord, right? So yeah, just give a very big what should a person do to get such internship opportunities or such job opportunities through social media platforms?
Yeah. So for AngelList, the way I got my internship was very simple. I just applied to, I guess, probably 50 to 70 internships in like the span of
Right.
15, 20 days. So yeah, just apply to more of them and have a good resume and good portfolio. And if you're actively doing it every single day, I guess you'll get apply. And if you get an interview, that's totally upon you if you can ace it or not, because then you are totally accountable for that if you get in or not. But
Right.
that's what. But through social media, it is very a different approach. The way people hire on social media is by seeing your proof of work, and the way they see your proof of work is through different social media. It is different. Okay, so for instance, similar to how you perform on LinkedIn. So you have a bunch of projects, you have a work history, and you have some active posts that you're doing regarding something. You're sharing your content, and people, you get reach there. So you can get a reach, high reach, and once people, lots of people see your tweets or see your profile, there are chances people would naturally reach out to you for posting if there's any, or even if there's not. If like many people, they also post their job requirements on Twitter, that they are hiring,
Right.
and DM them that, hey, I'm looking for a role. So these are few things you can do on Twitter and LinkedIn. Or Discord, it's different because the way I got in was through community. So there was a community in Bangalore, or it was, I guess, OG Club something, and they created a Discord group currently around the same, and someone posted a opening there. So I just applied there, and I just simply messaged to a co-founder that, hey, I'm applying, and we have we have a team and all. So he wanted to talk. So I just got on a call with him. So the easiest way is to look for communities that can potentially have founders in it, and those founders
Right.
would be posting some applications, and you can directly DM them as well, or you can just apply there.
Right.
So these are the ways I would suggest, if you're looking for. But for that, first have really good portfolio of projects, or really good
Right.
proof of
Right.
work up, so that would be something I would suggest.
Yeah, definitely. Like proof of work is definitely required. Without that, nobody's going to believe in you. Nobody's going to hire you. Now, like while researching and learning about you, while doing some basic research about it, I came to know that almost every single thing that you have learned, or like whatever you are doing right now, either it could be coding or like creating those videos on Instagram, or like whatever you are doing, you have learned almost all of it from online, right? Like you haven't attended any college or any courses and all that. You have learned all it by yourself and online, right? So can you please tell me what are some best resources if somebody wants to start with coding right now? Because the time when you learned coding, it was different, because like 2 to 3 years prior, Web3 had a lot of hype. Like everybody wanted to get into Web3. A lot of thousands of events were happening almost every single month, and people were attending. But today the hype has gone towards AI and artificial intelligence, right? So what are your best resources if somebody wants to get started with coding in AI or Web3?
Yeah, so the problem with resources is that they keep changing. The resources that were best and relevant at 3, 4 years back when I started it will be helpful, but there are new things coming on
Right.
every month actually. So I would suggest that it's not really important where you learn skill from. It's important. What is important is you learn the latest. So if you are someone who likes to read, I would suggest you to first have a look at a coding roadmap. Basically, what things you should
Right.
learn. start with basics, start with fundamentals, and then pick a language. After picking a language, you can directly either, if you want, you can just directly go to their documentation and even get started there. Or else, if you prefer video content, I would suggest just search something on YouTube, or if you're just search for the language and then type playlist. So you'll get a bunch of playlists and on. And I would suggest just try everything. Just try one video of each creator, just 10 or 20 minutes or 15 minutes. And once you like it, if you feel like you're understanding, I think you can just go ahead with that, because it doesn't really matter which video you watch, and it will not make any change. What matters is after you learn, you make your own thing or not. After you learn, you practice or not. That is really important.
Right.
And more important than where you learn thing from, because basically the basics are the same. But yeah, you can just just try, because the majority in like mostly the most viewed videos are most probably good, but you can just find some hidden gems as well. Just scroll and some filter and search. So for me, I started from, I don't remember actually. I started from, I guess, free code camp, and then I moved to YouTube. I watched a playlist. For Solidity, there was some guy. There's now a smart contract programmer. So yeah, like these things keep changing. But what you can do is just search on Google, best resources to learn X language, and just type Reddit or Quora, and then you'll get really good. Even Reddit is a good way to find links like these. They have really good curated collection. So I just search the search and just find, and then just try it out. If you like it, categorize it, save it, link collect obviously, and then just have the plans ready. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. Yeah. You also learn it, and then you can share it with your friends or like family or like whatever you want using link collect, right? So yeah, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, so like just basically learn things and build things, right? Building is also really important. Even if you just start building a very basic project, like a very small project, that is fine. But like it is important for you to use that skill, whatever you have learned, right? So that is something that I am also applying. Like currently, I am also learning coding side by side, and also building this project that I recently mentioned before call, that I'm building this WhatsApp chatbot thing. So, dude, you are pursuing something called DLP, right? And for those of you who don't know DLP stands for Distance Learning Program. It is kind of a program in which it is kind of a degree in which you don't have to go to college. You can attend it at your home only, and you don't have to go anywhere, right? So are you enjoying it, Harsh? Like, because a lot of people have this notion that, preconceived notion that DLP programs don't give you the fun of college. Like everybody has their own point of views, but like how, like you are someone who is actually doing it. So what do you think about it, and how are you? Like, are you enjoying it, or like are you happy with whatever you're pushing?
Yeah, so I am definitely not enjoying it. It's not something I took for enjoying. I just took it as a side thing. I'm not even very much active there. I'm just giving my exams and attending few lectures. So DLP I used as a as an alternative for not going to college, because I didn't want it to.
Right.
And but I had to do something, so I took DLP. And my priority was not at all to enjoy the college life. I mean, I came to Bangalore. I had fun. I experienced some of it, but at the moment it was not my priority. So it was not really important to me whether I enjoy or not. Like, because for me, something that was priority was to learn something and do something, because that was my interest, and that's what I was enjoying, to be a part of a team and to build something cool. So yeah, it's not fun. If you're looking for fun, I think I would prefer just go to a college. But
Right.
if you are looking for an alternative of not going to college, and spending your time doing and exploring things online or doing something else, then you can just go for it. Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. So yeah, like even I had a plan that, like, I came to know about DLP recently only. Even I did not plan to like go to college, or like I really didn't wanted to go to college or anything like that. But I was not actually aware that these things exist. There was no one to tell me about all these things, and I was not actually that much doing research and all that. If otherwise, if I would have came to know about this thing earlier, before getting into college, I would have definitely chose this thing rather than going to college. But yeah, it's fine. So now, what is it like to live in Bangalore? Like you are just 19-year-old, like doing some interesting things, working on your own project, doing some internships or like the job as well, a proper full-time job with a really good salary package, which not even engineering colleges who take like 4 years of a student's life are not able to give them. So like all these things are happening. So you are like kind of living a very interesting life, I can say. So what is it like to live there and enjoy this life? Because almost every other person who starts coding or like starts with coding somewhere has this thing in himself that one day I will also go to Bangalore, start something of my own, and work in a startup or do something interesting, something that you are currently doing. So like how is it like to live there and do all these things?
Yep. So yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's definitely better than my hometown because like here, I have a lot of options, lot of freedom, lot of opportunities here. Every single day, I can go to any event and meet people. And if I'm looking for hiring someone, that's the best. Otherwise, my friends are also here. They're also working on startups, so it's good to be connected. And it's definitely fun. It's fun here. When the first few months of my internship was very, very, very much fun. I would say I had the most fun that time. It was like a new experience for me. And I'm like really grateful and happy that I was like that company was so good. I made good friends here, so it's going great. Like I have few connections. I have friends. I'm working on a project, and if I'm looking to hire, I can just go to events or ask my friends to do something. So yeah, it's fun. I get the accessibility, I get the freedom, I get the opportunities, but always it comes with few cons, obviously. But it's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah. So
Right.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
And like you are like surrounded with the kind of people that you always wanted to, right? Like you are surrounded with winners, and that is something that all of us want if you want to grow in our life. So that is something that you get when you stay at such places where there is startup culture or like there is some interesting things happening. So yeah, even I have a plan that next year, probably after my graduation, not probably, but definitely after my graduation, I have a plan to move out of my hometown, which is Mumbai. And I don't know where I'll go, but mostly I have a thing that I'll probably move out to Bangalore only. So yeah, let's hope for that. So now let me ask you the last question, and this is something like you are the very first guest on my podcast, and this is something that I'm going to ask to almost every single guest that I have on the show. So here it goes. What is like the wildest dream, or like what's the wildest thing that you want to build, the hardest problem that you want to work on? It could be anything, either to like build a AI startup or like build a NGO that helps people worldwide, like anything, just something that is really big.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I want to accomplish is obviously I want to build a product that a lot of people use and I find useful. And not by lot, I mean like millions. So I want to build something that millions of people use. That's the ultimate goal. It doesn't matter what it is. And second thing is to just enjoy building that. So I want to have fun. The team that I want to create a team that's fun. Team the team that the kind of team that is very fun to work with, enjoying building something really cool, and working as well at the same time. So yeah, I just like to be around smart people who are building something that a lot of people are using. And yeah, just that's it, I would say. Building anything that a lot of people use in their daily life would be the ultimate goal. But I don't want to do it like the hard way. I just want to take it easy. First step is to build a great team. And yeah, for that, I would need leverage. So I'll have to accomplish few things myself for them to join me. So yeah, it will take time, obviously, but that's the ultimate goal for me.
Right. Interesting. All right. So like almost to create something positive, to create a positive impact on humanity, either through your products or like whatever you build. Right. So that's the ultimate goal that you have, I have, like some people have. All right. So that's the end of our podcast. Thank you so much, Harsh. And thank you so much for the patience that you showed in this entire thing. It took a lot of time to figure out all these things. And yeah, I'll link all your social handles in the description, and if you guys want, you can definitely follow him on social media platforms, on any social media platforms, and do check out Linkalik. It is a really interesting tool that I am also currently using a lot for creating my videos, for doing whatever, like if I want to share anything to public, I use Linkalik, so make sure to check out that. And yeah, so thank you so much, Harsh, for coming on the podcast and yeah, sharing your knowledge. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun talking to you.
Yeah, thank you, Harsh.